It is now ordinary. When a switch is clicked, light flickers. But before 1968, nighttime at West Misamis Oriental is blanketed with darkness. An irony sitting between the lighted Iligan City and the now Cagayan de Oro City used to be a sea of darkness at night. The rural electrification program literally lighted up the place, and of course the lives of the community, thus leaving those few who thought and believed it was just an impossible dream. The first general manager of Morasco I, Engineer Melvin Ibalye, could still remember how it all began and how the great Emmanuel Pelaez became the Philippines' father of rural electrification.
When Pelaez was having his talk, he saw on the crowd 2 Americans, and he was surprised why there are 2 Americans when it is a political meeting. So after his talk, he asked somebody to approach those 2 guys. So the 2 Americans were brought to him and have them talk. So those Americans have introduced themselves that they are consultants from USAID. That was Philip Parker and Robert William Jr. The Americans introduced themselves that they are very much interested in putting up rural electrification. So Pelaez was so engrossed, and he said, "Oh, please visit me in my office in Manila so that we could talk the program." That was the beginning, I would say, the electrification program of Morasco.
The potential of bringing electricity to the remotest areas of his home province so electrified Pelaez that he, with the help of INRECA lawyer William Gilchrist, pushed for the passing of Republic Act 6038. This legislation paved the way for the creation of the National Electrification Administration, which under the able leadership of its first administrator, General Pedro G. Dumol, helped guide Morasco I become what it is today. Cooperation made the dream possible. Countless sacrifices were made for the construction of transmission and distribution lines spanning through mountains and plains at hinterlands and highways.
Usa ni ana si Mr. Ingracia. Lugar tungod kay siya daghan magay kalubian sa Ibangpang. Muna nga lugar usa siya sa daghan kay lubing nga naputol. Muna nga ingon niya, "Oh, sige, putla, pahibaw lang ko." Na mao kana siya nga pagsugod na mo putol, pagdala na mo kanya dito, gikuyapan siya kay nakita mo niyang nakataghan kay lubing nga tumba sa iyang kalubian.
Tears came rolling down the cheeks of lowly owners entrusting silence, while the better off who owned much larger areas had to be personally visited by the late Pelaez himself.
Nga pag-abot na mo niya itong tag-iya sa yuta, may ingon na siya nga, "Ayo, mutubag dayon. Oy, ikaw man day, senator." Maingon siya, "Kangit-ngit ba?" Mao kana siya ang sugod lugar sa pagpangayo niya sa right of way.
Organizing the electric cooperative structure, though not easy, was made possible through the volunteerism of the pioneering board of directors.
So there are times that meetings has to be conducted in Iligan. And Art Yago will donate his place, his restaurant, for us to meet there and have a meeting, which include free lunch. Kani si Dr. Fortunato Ratonel, kaya wala mga kami opisina, gidonate niya ang iyang building. Aron dito kami mag-opisina.
Along with various personalities who helped make the dream of rural electrification possible, the first pole was erected at Manticao, in memory of the incident that cemented the idea where Emmanuel Pelaez met the USAID consultants. The first office was also hosted in the same town. At present, the main headquarters is located in Laguindingan, the site of the upcoming Laguindingan International Airport. Morasco I covers the 10 municipalities of the West Misamis Oriental, 15 hinterland barangays in Cagayan de Oro, which were waived by the original franchise holder due to the area's non-viability then, several barangays in Talakag and Baongon Bukidnon, and a barangay in Iligan City. One of Morasco One's franchise areas is a remote place of Sitio Mahabwa, Barangay Besigan, a 2-hour hill hike and a river crossing away from Talakag, Bukidnon. This is where Higaonon native, along with his tribesman, Avelino Minister, lives. For the 59-year-old farmer, life was never any better with electricity in their area.
Diferensya gyud kay kanyad kung away suga mo magkalisod mi. Pero karon dali ra kayo kay pasigan mig suga mahayag na ang sulod sa balay. Hindi nang malakaw mi sa dalan, mahayag naman. Pero sa una nga mga bangga ta sa mga bibog diha.
Morasco One, now in its second generation under the leadership of the second general manager, Engineer Julie Rial, and the present board of directors, headed by Engineer Bernard Benavides, still braving the tides threatened by economic globalization, has to live beyond the challenge of the EPIRA, to be true to its mark as a pioneer, to keep raising the lighted torch of rural electrification.
Kung nakatao siguro sa 1980s, 1990s, karon mga dalaga na, nakita siguro na pagtubo sa Morasco nga, murag ayahay lang ba? Walay nagpasakit o nga, walay mga emotions, walay mga kasing-kasing no ganang nga sakitan. Kay pag ano ka sa Morasco, murag naa naman ba siya. Muna challenge karon kung sa pagpreserba nga pagpahibalo sa ila, ang pagsugod sa Morasco dili na ni kasayon sa ilang nasaksihan karon.
Well, the edge of Morasco One as pioneer electric cooperative in the Philippines is that it has a core value. Decision making is easily done because we are thinking of not what we are today, but where are we headed tomorrow. And then, as a service-oriented cooperative, it's just like playing the tennis game. Those who serve well will usually end up winning the game.
It has kept to its mission, achieving 100% barangay energization in 2004, and since then focused on lighting up the sitios with various innovations and initiative in its portfolio. It owed its existence, survival, and sustenance to the able regulation of the National Electrification Administration, together with the Energy Regulatory Commission, and above all, to the support of its member consumers. Rural electrification in the Philippines is akin to a winning conquest of the force of light over the hands of darkness. Slow, difficult, uncertain, but in the hearts of the brave few, the believers, the doers, even conquering darkness and raising the torch of light is not only possible. With it is a true form of freedom, the true form of conquest. By it, the program did not only bring development to the farthest, remotest part of the country, but it also made the mark that in the effort of uplifting lives and livelihoods, nothing is impossible, and the people now freed from the grasp of darkness.